Welcome back. Welcome back to game 2 between UC San Diego and CU Boulder. If you just tuned in, one, what's wrong with you? Two, you just missed a fairly exciting match on Cash, which while Boulder's pick, UC San Diego did. I'm not gonna say what run away with it because it was a 16 to 12 victory.
Yeah, it was a close match.
So it was pretty close, but San Diego, I don't know. They really impressed me on that map particularly. And it being, as I just mentioned, it being Boulder's pick is just going to put the pressure even more on Boulder to then go around and we'll take this next map, which was San Diego's pick. Both teams have played it, and so I don't know if Boulder. Do these teams go back and watch replays of do they scout out their opponents?
I would if I was them. I mean, if I wanted to win, yeah.
Yes, but these are college teams we're talking about.
I was doing this when I was 14 and I was watching replays. I mean, it just depends on how bad you want to win, I guess. I don't know. I hope they would, considering they're playing Cobble again. Both teams have already played Cobble. It was Boulder that had triple overtime? Was it?
Yeah, Boulder
triple. Yeah, it was triple OT.
25-22.
Yeah, 25-22. San Diego did win their match on Cobble. What was that? That was 16-9. Yeah, 16-9. So advantage you would give at this point to San Diego just because they didn't have to go to overtime, but you never know. The team that Boulder might have been playing might have been a little bit better of a Cobble team. We don't really know yet. We're only into our second week of this.
Yeah.
So It's interesting to learn what these teams, their favorites are, how they like to play. But definitely what we've seen from San Diego is a little bit more conservative play. And Boulder is a little bit more, we're going to buy and make this work.
Yeah. Just looking at the stats for the players last time I played Cobble, how do you know Incepsis top the leaderboard for Boulder, which is good because they seem to be doing like a lot of the work for their team on the last map. And so if they're woken up, they seem to be the most woken up when they played Washington. So hopefully that lines up enough, and so they can continue running with it, and they gives them a better chance. Then again, triple overtime, everyone's stats are going to be inflated, so it's really hard to tell.
If anybody knows, I am a huge fan of full series. I love to see overtimes. I love to see 3 maps or 5 maps or whatever we can see. I love that. So I'm hoping here Boulder is able to take this one home, force ourselves into our tiebreaker map, which is Nuke, which would be awesome. And I would love to see overtime on this and on Nuke. I don't know. I just love Counter-Strike. So the most rounds I can see, the better, in my opinion.
I mean, I agree with you, but we gotta go to bed at some point. So not 10 overtimes on both maps.
Let's hit the record. Let's do it. What's the record? 28, I think, or 27?
27 overtimes.
I think it was CSL. It was a European league. I think it was 27 or 28.
27 rounds or 27 overtimes?
27 overtimes. It was a lot. It was over 200 rounds, I believe is what it was.
Anyway, while we were talking, San Diego on the pistol round, rushed straight down mid, but it's another one of their patented fakes. Pushing through, they're actually going onto the B site, getting the entries there as well, and it's just Flakes. LMAO trying to push back through mid. 1 versus 4. He's not gonna get anything to reach. He's going around the corner. Oh, gets the nice shot with the burst fire on that Glock. So yeah, San Diego, they did the same thing on Cash. They got the strats coming into this with the fakes and the executes and trying to outsmart Boulder as best they can, and it worked. Did it work? First round on Cash?
It worked. We're seeing executes coming out from San Diego. We're seeing set pieces coming out from them. They have strats set up. Boulder has a little bit more of a pick and roll, a little bit of a loose style of play, which could work if you have superstars on your team that are just, complete frag stars. And not saying they don't. It's just they haven't, as you talked about earlier, they haven't woken up quite yet. I believe we were talking about, what was it, Sepsis and was it Goat in the last match that were the ones that were going hard. I know Sepsis was one of them, but if those players wake up, that pick and roll strategy, relying on a couple frag stars to get out, get you good entries, blow up a bomb site, that's a good thing if it is working. But if you don't have those frag stars opening things up, and as I talk about it, Sepsis does open up, able to get one, hits the drop, Hero able to collect the refrag though, so it's going to be an even 4-on-4, but advantage does go to San Diego. They are T side, they have the advantage going to the B-bomb site, but they will run into a stack as Flakes is able to get one. That's going to be schooled on the trade out, and we're going to have a 3-on-3, but they're still not completely.
Oh, Monty!
Trying to fight for the one player that's over there in the chicken coop, end up taking him down, but Monty is going to be outside the drop, ends up picking up 2 at the end of the exchange. Actually, that ends up being a 3K for him, and Boulder, just like that, gets themselves around back in their favor. But they're a little bit of a loose style. If those frag stars aren't playing out of their mind, Boulder's going to have some trouble. But we did see Monty get a 3K there. Sepsis did open it up, so maybe that frag star running that pick and roll is going to work out for him.
Well, you're talking about the frag stars. Boulder, I feel like each of the players have had a number of rounds where they've been the star of that round. Just the question is, who's going to be the consistent star? Like, they need to do something. Like, well, one round Sepsis does something really good. Next round he does something a little silly, in my opinion. Monty, though, with that AK, he pushes up, gets a good damage onto Hero. And that Molly is just not going to spread enough to fully take him out and push him out of position. But damage is damage. I don't know if they're going to be able to hear all these players coming in up towards drop. Soulgoat is chilling just outside the window. Actually, no, he's going to pull it onto the A side, expecting him to push away. But, ooh, 1-for-1 trade happening. Monty for Richa.
That counter flash was absolutely magnificent. If you think about that, San Diego trying to push away, and counter flash banks off the broken wall, ends up stalling San Diego from getting directly through the bomb site, dropping down through the broken wall, stalls them just enough. Rotate comes in from the Boulder players, working their way down through connector to A. Brilliant flashbang comes in, stalls them. I mean, that was only, what, 5 to 4 seconds worth of stall, more than enough time for a player to run from A down through connector. Boulder collects the round. Again, I wish I knew who threw that flashbang on the team of Boulder, but whoever threw it, that was absolutely perfect timed to stop San Diego from barging their way into that B bomb site too quick and allowing that to be absolute gunfights before anyone could get the bomb down.
Sepsis up here at Long A, and he hears activity happening around his. The UMP gets the first shot on Ecstasy. Wide peak takes out the second, falls away as to not give away his UMP and give away his position. They already have the man advantage. There's no need to throw this right now by being overly aggressive, and he peeking out, gets one before he falls. But that's more than enough for his team to pick up the final 2 saving terrorist members, and now they are up 3-1. This is a start that they need on their opponent's map to try and bring this into nuke.
Yeah, I mean, you drop the first round, you're able to collect good frags on the second and the third, working your way into the fourth round. Also, at this point, they've got Bank saved up. I mean, the lowest player on their team is 2650. That's going to be on Goat, but he does have an op in his hand. Full kit comes out. It's going to be basically a full buy coming from San Diego. I mean, you got head armor, you got some utility across the board, a couple flashbangs between Ecstasy and Colacan. Everybody else has smoke grenades. But if at this point, if Boulder's able to win this round, it's going to be a 4-loss bonus for San Diego, so they should be able to force something out of it. Not the greatest buy in the world, considering they're completely bought into this round, but they are going to get that loss bonus money coming in. Not max quite yet, but they'll be there, get a little money out of it. But Boulder building an economy. If they can get out of this clean without dropping, especially the op here, maybe grab an AK in the favor of Flakes, replaces UMP, that would be huge for them going forward on CT side.
Monty being very risky right now, but he's kind of stuck at the end of balcony. No, he is able to fade away and even re-smoke that. It's an imperfect smoke that allows Hero to push through and finalize the kill on Monty, even taking damage throughout the entire round bit by bit, and does now eventually fall. Soulgoat does actually spot the bomb rotated over to A and trade himself 1-for-1, but is that enough time for his team to rotate over and stop the plant and stop San Diego into post-plant positions? Sepsis is playing it slow. Another 1-for-1 trade happening at drop. It's a 2-for-3 now. trying to retake this. Oh, does not line up that shot. It's just Flakes left with the AK. He's gonna flash himself out to try and save this, trying to retake the A side 1 versus 3. Not the easiest task ahead of him. He's just gonna save that AK.
Yeah, Flakes having to save the AK. Boulder, this is exactly the round that they didn't need to happen. We were talking about how if they can get out of this with only dropping one player, maybe none of their players, they save a ton of bank. They have economy built up into this next round. Again, lowest player after the round ends is going to be SoulGoat with only 4150, so it's going to be a full buy. 2 players up over 8K. They can drop a 7K on How Did He Know. They can make money out of it, but that's going to allow San Diego to build a little economy. The only problem here is getting reset. That was 3 rounds in a row for Boulder, reset by San Diego. So if they drop here, they're completely bought out. Not completely bought out, excuse me. 2 of their players up to 2,500, one at 15. So they got a little cash into this, but this would be a good break for 1 to 2 rounds for Boulder to win this round and then push San Diego back on their heels a little bit on the T side of Cobble.
San Diego now pushing up along a little slow. SoulGoat is watching this with the op, but he's watching it at a very, very conservative angle, not giving too much away. Here's the flash coming in, though, so he's ready himself. Actually sees a shot through the corner, able to keep the lineup, getting the first shot onto Kolikin. Falls back, readjusts his aim. Instead, decides just to throw an incendiary grenade. Complete safety rotating around, but the bomb is staying where it is. They're hoping that they pull a little double whammy, and School slowly crab walks out and gets taken out. Oh, sorry, School takes out SoulGoat, who was doing that.
Work ourselves down into an even 4-on-4 at the moment. SoulGoat's out of the way. Kolikin down for his respective team, but at this point, CT's firm grasp on the B bomb site. Bomb is towards A at the moment, though. It's going to be, oh no, quick rotate coming out. Actually, we're going to rotate 2 players out. That could be a good catch right here. Let's see if How Did He Know not able to get it. Monty ends up going down. Flakes is out of it. Bomb, or excuse me, Molotov burning. How Did He Know ends up going down to reach it. They're going to rotate into the B bomb site. That site is completely open. Sepsis last man alive here for the CT side. He's going to be 2 versus 4 at this point. Just hold on to your kit. Hold on to your M4. Can't do it, though, as Reach is able to peek up out of the connector, hit the AK headshot onto Sepsis, evening things up at a 3-3.
I think this is the first time I've seen a wrap come from A through mid onto B. Usually it's like down drop and then out window into A. Like this is, I think it's the first time I've seen the inverse of that. But they actually completely circumvented the rotate. We saw Sepsis, he was going up onto balcony right when the T's were passing him by, and so the timing was perfect on for San Diego to easily do that and catch CT's mid rotate and take that B site without any difficulty. And that's going to put Boulder on a save. Just some pistols.
Love this stack. I love that stack. It's
But
good for a frag or 2,
yes.
but I love that down the middle. If anybody peeks that, unless they're an absolute magician with an AK, they're not going to get more than 1 frag or 2 frags out of that. And you can trade 1 to 2. Get yourselves a gun, which they're not able to go collect. Is a little bit farther out than he needed to be, but they're going to rotate towards the B bomb site. Bomb planted there. San Diego firm control of this round as we have Boulder onto a save, but the damage is done. I mean, they got Kolikin down. If they can get 1 more, they got a little bit damage on the Ecstasy, a little bit damage on the Hero. If they can get 1 or 2 more guns dropped out of here, force 3 rebuys for San Diego. Oh, as I said, that Ecstasy mops up Flakes and Goat. Sepsis goes down at the end of it. Everything I was talking about is null and void as Boulder just got mopped up at the end of the round. Not able to get any more frags out of it. Not able to force any more rebuys from San Diego. So San Diego firmly in control now.
I'm really curious why Sepsis decided to slowly sneak in through staircase, through Dragon, instead of going to pick up that rifle that was dropped at
down in mid.
Yeah, because the chance, like, an assured AK is a lot more important than maybe an exit kill. How do you know, though? Does get a trade frag onto Kolikin. got a little too confident after he took out Sebs. Like, oh, there's no way there's gonna be more than one person here. Well, guess what? There was, and how do you know? Just barely gets behind the corner, pulls out his M4, takes out a second kill for himself too. So they finally get the man advantage, and I don't know how many rounds it's been so far. So they need to stabilize everything. Ooh, Solgo taking a lot of damage through the smoke. Hero's got, I mean, he's often like the bottom fragger on his team. He was definitely the bottom fragger last time we played Cobble, but he's does good damage, like spraying through walls and spraying through smokes. So he's definitely an asset to his team, even if he doesn't finalize those kills.
Yeah, being a good point man isn't always about getting the frags. Just being able to get one entry into the bomb site. Even if you only get 5 frags in a round, but those 5 frags were the entries into a bomb site, that could be absolutely huge for yourself. Or for your team, excuse me.
Taking it slow. They're in a 2 versus 4 right now. San Diego, as that player was just picked. But School is bringing it back, and with the peek out to the right, just barely quick scopes in time. Dirty. Now it's just Howdy Known left with the M4.
You gotta save at this point. You have no reason to go for this. Your team is bought out into the round. Gotta save that rifle. I mean, you got a kit, you got the head armor, you have 1 Molotov, 1 smoke grenade. Time to save. Got 2 frags in the round. He's gonna give himself a little bit of bonus from the 2 frags that he collected. But I mean, 1v2 bomb setup in B. It's so hard to retake. Trying to come from the connector, even from the drop, unless you try and wrap your way around from the halls, it's still so easily coverable by 2 players. I mean, look at the positioning of Skuld right where he's at from the coop. He's able to easily watch the connector door and the drop door, and then you have Hero just watching instantly come from B halls. And yeah, it's too hard to retake that 1v2. Makes the smart play with his team having low money, but that will give San Diego another round in their favor. They'll be up 5-3 with the advantage here as we hit round number 9, and no money on the side of Boulder. So look for them to stack, hopefully stack a site with that rifle behind them. And they're going to spend they are going to spend a little bit of money behind it, get some upgraded pistols and a little bit more utility on How Did He Know.
Yeah, I knew exactly what you said. In fact, the lone player on A is the one who didn't buy a single weapon. How do you know? Boosted up on top of Trio onto the B site, which is a very powerful position that we've seen on Cobble. Not necessarily between these 2 teams, but it's a good position on Cobble. Now, unfortunately, the gamble isn't quite working because San Diego are on the opposite side of the map. They're slowly moving in through the A site. But it looks like that they're guessing that B is the one that is being stacked, moving slowly just so they don't get caught off guard. But they have their sights set on the A site. Flakes is being counter boosted up on drops. So maybe he can get behind and get a little something done. But ultimately, San Diego, they have the site right now. They just need to go and get that bomb plant. And hope that Boulder doesn't pull up some miracles with these pistols and the rifle.
Yeah, at this point, you're going to stack a site. You have a 50-50 chance. You only have A or B bomb site. So you stack one, you put your rifle in the back at an angle, able to pick up some frags, easily retrievable by your teammates. But, I mean, you're more than 30 seconds in the round. You haven't seen anything. You haven't spotted anything. Start rotating those pistols out. Make them get aggressive to try and force the issue. Have the rifle try and back up, which is what they're doing. They're having the rifle back. He's in a safe position, but have him force behind so he can get an easy trade-out frag, maybe drop a rifle to one of his teammates. 2 players can save. I think they played that a little too conservatively, and especially since, oh, no, he ended up getting the frag. How did you know was in a position where he could have got taken down by Ecstasy? Got to be careful still. A couple seconds left in the round. Got to hit that frag. Ends up getting it. Doesn't go down to Richa, but they should have played that a little bit more aggressively. After 30 seconds, start forcing those pistols out. Those guys saved. There's no reason not to let at least one player go out, get a little feelers out, find out if they're at the B-bomb site. Because if they're not, guess what? We can rotate back to the A-bomb site, get up aggressive in connector, force the issue, at least put a little pressure on the terrorists trying to work their way up from either grass or trying to work their way from A halls. So it's not an easy site take. Maybe drop a rifle out of it and get yourselves a little bit of an advantage.
San Diego not on the sides, hitting A once again. Sepsis does get a kill. Solgo with the second, and so this A hit not nearly as successful as it was in just the previous round. Richa does get one for himself, as is Ecstasy with Sepsis with a second. Still on the side, gets himself a third. It's just Richa left. Oh, I just hit my mic. I apologize. But it's just Richa left right now. 1 versus 3. No need to save. So he should go for this, see if he can't do at least a little bit of damage, but doesn't check the right way. Allow Sepsis to get a 4K that round, holding down the A site.
And saves the op. That's the big thing right there.
Yes.
Grabs the op,
Yes.
drops it down to GOAT. That's going to help them. They're going to be onto a full healthy buy now. Maybe have GOAT end up dropping. Yes, there it is. He's going to end up dropping for his teammate, Monty. Monty goes with the body armor. Doesn't even get a full kit. Glass cannon coming out from GOAT. A little bit ill-advised here, considering they have the money to make it happen. And you know San Diego, with the rounds in a row, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds in a row. You know they're going to be able to buy. So why not ensure yourself having a full kit? I mean, it works out initially. GOAT's able to push down through mid, take down Colican. That's doing 1 player down from San Diego. But Boulder, at this point, you had the money. You should have got a full kit for your players, not going for a glass cannon.
I don't know. I mean, only the helmet stops is the Glock. The AK and the op is going to do a 1-hit headshot anyway. And we've seen Boulder run into some
But the
economic troubles,
nades.
and so that's true. I actually never considered that when thinking about helmets. So it's a really good point. Ooh, Hero with the
Ooh,
spray down
wow.
gets the headshot through the corner, able to even it up for his team. Bomb is still dropped pretty far back, and so San Diego is trying to find a little bit more of an opening before they dedicate themselves to a site. But it looks like Boulder are playing it safe, playing it conservative. They're not biting. It's actually 30 seconds left. They should probably go back and get that bomb.
All right, working this down extremely low at this point. You got to go back and get the bomb. Looks like your number 9 of Richa is going to go back and try and grab that. Grabs it, working towards the B hall. He has one player very aggressive, working his way all the way out on the platform. Has one down to his left. He's got to be careful. That is going to be How Did He Know? How Did He Know? Being very patient. Sees the shadow. Waits for it. Hits the first shot. Got to get through the flames. Gets the second. Only one player left. That's going to be close to the bomb site. He's going to be in the drop room. He does get
There's
the
no
first
time.
one. That's going to be Ecstasy. But yeah, no time left at this point. You got to get aggressive. Try and get your way out. Gets the first kill. If he can escape, he's going to save a rifle. His teammate. Oh my goodness. Schooled, why are you getting aggressive? There was no reason to. The round was done. Save the rifle. Your team was bought heavily into the round. Luckily, Hero has some cash left to work with, but not a lot. I mean, that 7K is not going to go far away, so he's going to have to drop for a teammate. And still waiting on Richa to get the rest of his kit. There it is, coming out. And Boulder at this point, they could break San Diego with a round here.
They could, but San Diego have a double up setup on the T side. Both ops are watching out long. No, not both. Where's the second one? Yeah, Ecstasy's just peeking into our mid, so they're trying to do a little flank on the staircase, on the spiral staircase there. It's gonna be Sepsis up, boosted up. Sogo does open it up with that lone player peeking out platform, but no. We probably saw that there were no members behind, so they're expecting this brawl onto A. Sepsis turns, just barely loses that fight against Richa. Solgoat answers back and even drops the bomb and peeks right out. How did he get that kill? He was right on the opening. Oh, misses that one though and gets fully flashed. Blind. Oh, that Monty got that kill, but sprays down with the 5-7 blind anyway. Ecstasy with his own up is trying to even this up as best as he can. Now it's a 2-on-2. Bomb going in towards the site.
God, that flashbang coming over. That was actually from Flakes. Could have been capitalized on. Ends up getting caught by the Ecstasy trying to work his way out the connector. One man left alive. That's going to be How Did He Know? Ends up getting caught by Ecstasy. Collects himself a 3K. And just like that, we're 7-5 now. We have the broken economy coming from Boulder. Players, huge deficit economy-wise. We got Sepsis with a ton of money, and they're going to force into this. A little bit ill-advised unless they can make this happen. Look for How Did You Know to try and force his way up with the counter boost through the drop and hope he can catch somebody from San Diego. But San Diego at this point, breaking Boulder. this could be a huge run for them, 2 to 3 rounds, if Boulder's not able to collect this win off the force buy.
So I'll go in the position just wasn't fully checked. He wasn't stacked up on top of the hay bales. He was just hiding in that corner. So that fake out does allow him to get 2 kills.
Why was the AWP out in front? Why?
I don't know.
That hurts my head a little bit there. San Diego with a huge mental mistake, send the AWP out in front. You had the AK right behind them. Why not allow the AK to go search? They should be either on a force or an eco round. Let the cheaper weapon go out in front. The larger advantage trying to get the win against the pistol. But they made that little bit of a mistake. Boulder's able to capitalize on that, makes it a 3-on-3. They get themselves an op out of this round. So if they can save that, end up working some more frags. Sepsis gets himself a second one into the round. That is going to be a huge opener here unless School is able to even it out. He gets one, gets the second. Only the op is left alive. One-on-one Sepsis versus Kolikan. Kolikan so extremely low. Oh my goodness, excuse me, Sepsis extremely low. Down to 2 HP, down to 1. He ends up burning to death. UC San Diego ends up holding on into that 13th round. That's going to make it 8-5 on map number 2.
Oh, I feel like so he got hit in the face with that molly before it laid the fire on the ground. And so I feel like if he didn't take that as 2 damage, he would have like gotten out with 1 HP. But
just
then
jumped
again,
out of it safely somehow.
Yeah. But of course that was highly unlikely. Anyway, he probably would have just burned alive even if he didn't get hit in the face with it. But yeah, it's going to be another pistol stack on the B side, except this time San Diego put in a little more members this time around. Ecstasy with a double kill, dropping down drop. Just barely misses out on a third. How did you know? Picking up an AK. Sepsis also dropping out hero, so that's a 2-for-2 trade. Then, but now it's looking like a copy of last round as far as positioning, where we got the 3 San Diegos pushing in on the A site, 3 Boulders. Gonna be retaking from B, except now they have even worse weaponry.
Yeah, 2 AKs and the 1 USB trying to get some refract or trying to get some to maybe go for the retake. I don't think they even should save the AKs for the next round. For the final round of the game, or final round of the half, excuse me, not of the game. I mean, you're going against 2 AKs and an op. Let's see, how did he know goes down? That's 1 AK out of the way. The other AK desperately needs a save. Don't get aggressive on the Sepsis. He ends up getting punished, so no AK saved into the next round. And money-wise, they're going to get a little boost out of it. It's going to be a 3-round loss bonus, but not quite enough. It's not going to be a real full healthy buy. It's going to be relatively broken. They should have saved those 2 AKs. I mean, at that point, they could really honestly have a good fight for a 9-6 half. Instead, you have a UMP coming out, 3 M4s, glass cannon op. It's a rough buy coming out here from Boulder.
Yeah, only 1 kit too. Granted, I don't think we've had a single... Yeah, we haven't had a single defuse victory for Boulder, but, you know, maybe this could run around that. Having multiple kits, being able to pick up. If they track that 1 kit, it shouldn't be too bad. But in any case, we'll see if that comes into major effect. San Diego, once again, waiting to see if Boulder pushes aggressively and not quite biting. How did he know? Just chilling right below broken wall. It's a sneaky spot. It's pretty forward, but it's not someplace that you can really peek out and gather information with, or get like a CK. You get CK kills with it, but you don't peek out and like surprise them and stop them from pushing. And you got to wait for them pushing onto you. Definitely. He does hear some activity up above him though. So
yeah, 1-and-done spots are really. I mean, that's exactly that. It's a 1-and-done spot, so it's tough to capitalize on it. But 1-and-done with a good refrag position out of it, if you got somebody good to cover it, could really work out well. And it's definitely what San Diego would like to have here to try and make this a 10-5 half. As Hero's going to get the first entry there, check right below the broken wall, and School is going to hit the op shot on how did he know? And I'm sure he's asking that in his head right now. How did he know I was there? Hit the op shot, but that's GOAT with a refrag on it. It's going to be a 2-man retake attempt. No save going to come out here from Boulder. Final round of the half. They need this round. Make this 9-6. Do not allow San Diego to go up 10-5. Only one man left alive. He's going to end up getting smoked out. That's going to be Hero and Richa hitting the final frags of the round. That'll be a 10-5 half in favor of San Diego. And Boulder needs to come back big time if they want to stay alive in this series.
I really feel like Goat should have been able to see Richa just at the back end of platform. Because you could see he wasn't scoped in, and so it was a pretty long distance, but you could see the white of the terrorist uniform just around the corner. When he scopes in, he's no longer in the field of view. But I just feel like if you just noticed that, I don't know, maybe that was something that maybe has a smaller, tighter resolution. Some players that play Counter-Strike like to do that. So maybe that's the case, but I don't know.
Tunnel
like
vision is a fickle mystery.
That other thing too. I mean, I guess as a spectator, we get a little bit of a privilege because we don't have to focus on actually aiming. We can look anywhere on the screen, not just the center of it.
That tunnel vision is so tough to deal with when you're entering in a site and you're playing a role, trying to get in, trying to check your spot. I mean, on a true execute, you have your one position, you're checking that position. If you mouse over something somebody else misses, man, that tunnel vision locks you in so hard, and it's so easy to miss that stuff. That's what makes it hard. Like as announcers, we see it. We see every little mistake that these guys make, and when you're playing, it's so tough to catch those little bits of color.
Got a raid boss coming in from How Did He Know, pushing forward, and Hero taking out 21, but he does get a kill. It is refragged by How Did You Know, is rushing 9, but he's not going in first, surprisingly. As raid boss, you expect that's what he is. He got distracted by the kill, and Schooled gets the second one for a team. How Do You Know blinks away, just barely can't finish off Schooled. Bomb plant is able to go down. No, it's actually faked, trying to bait people out. But that just allows School and Ecstasy to get the 2 more kills. So it's just Sepsis left, and now San Diego up 11-5. It's looking
the mop up
right now.
The mop up coming out from San Diego was brutal right there. Entry comes out from Boulder, able to make their way into the bomb site, but San Diego collapsing down, not allowing Boulder to even get a bomb plant out of that. That was absolutely dirty. USP damage coming out, shutting down Boulder. And man, that's looking rough. We get 2 more rounds from San Diego, and this is looking like bye-bye Boulder in this series.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is, though, Boulder actually playing it safe. They just have a single P250, which you can't expect to do much. It's actually a team kill coming in. Sepsis taking out Monty, and Slogo push around the corner. Does finally get the kill, but at what cost? They trade 1 for 2, and now they know exactly where they are at long range. These rifles coming in. Flakes does get a second kill for his team. But yeah, it's San Diego up 12-5. Here's the question, though. Boulder, you're gonna have to save a second time no matter what. Why not do your like Armor Tech 9, Armor P250? You didn't get the bomb plant, so you're not buying on the 3rd round of the half. I really feel like if they forced up, they would have had a much better chance on upsetting that round.
I agree with you there. If they would have had a strat set up just to try and at least get a bomb plant to salvage some of the money they spend at the round, but that wasn't even a strat they could have used to get a bomb plant out of it. Like, I mean, you just tried to waterfall your way through the halls. Wasn't a good setup for it. Didn't have a real strat to try and get a bomb plant to get some money. And again, it's just another waterfall strat. Just try and pain train your way through, and it's not paying off. I mean, if you had something, I mean, you don't have to have an epic strat. You don't have to have some crazy smokes or some crazy flashbangs. If you're gonna pain train or try and waterfall, go for it. Commit to it. Everybody get in. 1 or 2 flashbangs, run backwards, just try and get bodies in the way, get the bomb planted, get some money going into your favor. And they didn't have any of that in those last 2 rounds, so now they're down 13-5, trying to buy out into this round, and it's gonna be tough sledding. First full buy round from their T side, and it's gonna be tough sledding.
Yeah, throwing smokes in onto the B side, throwing some flashes, but they're getting counter smoke and counter flash, now even counter mollied. But they're going to push on through. Solgo taking damage, I think, from fire. And actually Schooled. He goes flashed out, but is able to get the kill. He got the lineup before his screen went white. Gets a second, gets a third. No, that's Richa that gets that third. Flakes here. Just the last member left on Boulder, and he can't do anything. Able to get 1 kill before he falls. But now San Diego are up 14-5.
Yeah, first full buy round coming out from Boulder. Not looking the greatest. That was a little bit more of a rough execute trying to go into that B-bomb site. So now we're going to have a extremely broken buy coming out. Desperation coming out. They don't want to fight for the tie. They want to try and fight for the win here. They're in desperation mode. And, I mean, San Diego, not even with the greatest economy either on their side. I mean, Heroes got a UMP. We had Ecstasy coming out with a P90. They had more than enough money to drop to their teammates. But I think at this point, they're having a little fun here. They're going to try and get a little bit more aggressive, try and get into positions where they're able to just spray and pray. As you can see, Ecstasy at the drop, completely blind, though. They need to pick this frag up. He's able to get one before he gets traded out. And the UMP Hero is going to be boosted up at the A-hole. Is completely useless at this point. But the op will come out from School, able to get one before he goes down. And he's able to delay for a little bit longer, allowing Hero and Kolikin to rotate over towards that B-bomb site. Bomb is going to go down. Flashbang comes out. Kolikin will take down Sepsis. Now we got ourselves a 2-on-2 retake coming out from San Diego.
And these margins are very tight. A lot of times Solgo just barely taking this. It got flashed out, and then woo, Flakes. Like, Boulder must be this big sigh of relief for them, because oftentimes, even in this round, we saw the margin just slightly go San Diego's way. At the end, it finally falls on the Boulder side. They're able to finally get around in this half. They have to keep running with it, though, and they do get an op out onto Soul Goat. See if we can't get anything with it done on the T side.
One of those, the biggest problems with these forced by desperation rounds like that, you keep yourself in the game, yeah. They're not on map point, which is awesome, but the fact is you lost a lot of players. You didn't retain economy. You didn't retain that money that was spent into the round, so you're spending a ton going into the next round. And if you continue to win rounds like this, it continues to keep the pressure up, continues to keep it tight, and you never get yourselves that little bit of breathing room like, all right, okay, we just want to buy a round. They're going to be saving here. And they're going to be on a broken buy. We're okay. We got some room. We're going against pistols. You never get that breathing room when you're forcing so hard and you lose so many players, because no one's ever able to save any money going forward. So it ends up being tight rounds continually. So the pressure stays on. And that will break a team extremely fast.
We had a 1-for-1 trade. Not trade, but like just cross the map. Sepsis check in the corner. That is where XC is. We see the shoulder does check completely. He doesn't half check it, but does get traded out by Kolikin. School getting another kill for his team. San Diego back up, advantage in Richo with the UMP. Gets the last few kills. What started off like a decent trade for Boulder. Now San Diego up at match point.
Extremely broken buy going to come out from Boulder. It's so rough.
Yeah.
Again, like I was talking about last round, I mean, you buy into these rounds, you force buy, you don't get the greatest buy of it, you lose a ton of players that don't have economy going to the next round, so you got to essentially force again to just keep that rolling in your favor, and then you drop one. Now you're down in round 22 15-6 on match point. You got to force your way into the B-bomb site. It works out initially. Sepsis able to get one. Trade outs coming, though, so far working in favor of San Diego. Actually, we're evened up here now. Kolikin ends up going down, trying to push through the smoke. Bomb will be planted, money coming out, and this is what Boulder needed. They get a bomb plant. It's going to be 2v1. It's going to be Hero left alive. He has enough money to go for this. Or, excuse me, no, he does not. Looking at the wrong player. Does not have the money to go for it. He's only got 550. Got an off in his hand. He can get it. Oh, my goodness.
No.
And we see the Negev come out. Getting a little cocky. San Diego might get punished for this cockiness with the Negev buying a lot into this round. UMP steps out, takes him down. Drop that UMP, grab the Negev, go for an op, whatever you can. And they get an op and an M4 out of it. They're still alive. But at this point, Boulder is battling for overtime, and that's never a position you want to be in. There's so much stress involved with that. So much mental fatigue is happening right now if you're Boulder. It's going to be tough to battle back into this. But San Diego's broken for a round, so as long as you don't get ecoed here, you're gonna get yourselves that one more easy round, hopefully easy round.
They need to win the next 8 rounds in a row. Woo, words.
Yep, they happen.
But San Diego are on pistol armor, and so there's a definitely a good chance for Boulder to win this one, get their economy into a stable position finally. But Ecstasy being boosted up, it's worked for San Diego before. The previous match, and gets the nice shot, takes out Flakes, spams a little more damage to the smoke, so he can't get anything else. And actually, he's gonna stay there. He's not falling back like many players do, and so he's trying to be a little unexpected against San Diego. And actually, he's gonna jump up. Oh, Richa just almost dies in the fire, but is able to get away. So he wants that UMP, is able to pick it up. Even then, fall away. Sepsis, though, does answer back with the kill onto Hero, and Sogo with the no scope takes that UMP out of play for San Diego. Sepsis sees the corner of Richa. It's the bomb pushing in onto the A site. There's just that one lone player dropped into 13 health. Just with the CZ, it can't do too much damage from range. Does get one kill because of the headshot onto Monty, and ooh, just barely dies. At the end, they're not able to get behind cover. It's going to be a 2 against 3 retake. Colligan, oh, schooled with 2 kills with the 5-7. Bomb plant doesn't even go down. Little fake coming out. Is able to pick up an op with it. This guy's done some good stuff with it. He just needs to clutch this for his team, but Sepsis peeks out right angle. Doesn't land the shot, though. He's then going to switch it up.
Oh, my goodness. Schooled, steps in, gets the op shot, shuts it down. Here comes the defuse, and that is going to be the win for San Diego. Schooled ends up taking it home for his team. And, man, San Diego with a close clutch victory there over Boulder. Rounds weren't close. Round was extremely close. And good job there to San Diego, able to take it down over Boulder 2-0. And I guess the Cobble victory at that point will go in favor of San Diego. I mean, they didn't have overtimes on theirs, and they definitely didn't have overtime tonight.
Yeah, San Diego just looked a lot more comfortable on the map. I don't even mean this in the sense of, like, in the game server, like, oh, with the Counter-Strike mechanics or anything like that, just on the map itself. And Cobble is a very frustrating map to a lot of players, just because of how unique it is and how just kind of weird it is. But at the very end there, just School showed exactly what I'm talking about, where he was flanking from behind. Boulder was not watching behind them and was able to get 2 easy kills with the 5-7. It's a completely unexpected angle from Boulder as they were pushing it onto that site. And like that's essentially what won that. Sure, granted, yeah, School also had to do some good work with an op versus AK, which is not easy to do at close range. But
yeah,
you guys, that's they took this pretty decidedly. It was a lot more decidedly than Cash was.
No, definitely. I mean, that was extremely close game, and it worked out. I mean, what was looking like San Diego was going to run away with it, Boulder ended up battling back pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, they still lost it though. It's still 2-0, but they gave a good college try. It's not even a pun. That's not even a good pun. Oh my god. Anyway, but speaking of college and people trying, we do have actually going to lead us straight into an interview with Kosanati, who is our MVP from last week from Kentucky University.
My name is Joe Haberkos. I'm majoring in accounting and I go to the University of Kentucky. I play Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I started playing back in 2014, and really the way I got into it was I just saw it like casually on YouTube, and I thought it was like a fun game. I didn't think it would be like competitive or anything. I just thought it'd be like a cool, like fun way to like just relax, and it turns out to be more competitive than it seemed. most of our teammates were from the Steam. There was a Steam group for just UK in general, and Flux, who is like the captain of our team, posted an ad looking for people to try out for the team, and I went for it, and we were the top 5, so we started the roster from there.
Kill off exposure. Gonna tap the bomb. He knows Chris is in that corner, at least hoping so. He has a defuse kit, but is there gonna be enough time?
He's got it.
Oh, just barely.
The one thing that is great about our team is that anybody has the ability to just go off and like really take control of the game, like I did in this particular case. It's really just something special about like how we don't have like designated roles on the team, so anybody can, like, if somebody's feeling hot with the op like I did on Mirage, then we just kind of roll with it. Going into like the second half, we felt confident, and then we lost the first round, and that kind of like spiraled out of control to the point where they were about getting to the point where they could just tie. So once it was 14-6, our primary opera exposure was like, all right, 16-14, and that was kind of like the mindset, like, all right, like we're good, like we know we're good, and let's just play confident and stick to our guns, and we did. We definitely like want to keep going like in the same direction, because like we felt like we did pretty well, and we feel like we're like a maybe not like a top dog, but we're like a decent competitor, just like of all the schools. So we definitely want to continue doing it. We know that there's probably more tournaments than we realize, so we just got to get out there and look for it. If your college has a team and they already have like a 5-man like set like roster, you know, just get in touch with them. You know, ask if they want to play casually. Maybe bring up to them if you feel like you're on the same skill level. Like, hey, like if you ever need a sub, like I'm your guy type thing. If your university doesn't have a team, then I'd say like go out there like trying to find players.
Hey, oh god, I misunderstood. Hi, that was some good stuff. If any of you guys actually were caught last week's match with him, you should understand exactly why he was picked as our MVP of last match. He did some amazing stuff, particularly on Nuke. Not even just that last second defuse. But all that being said, I think it's going to be it for us tonight. Once again, my name is Cameron Davis. With me is my homie Misled. This is AVGL, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. We are on every Sunday at 8 p.m., give or take, depending on how the Paladins match beforehand goes. And so definitely tune in next week. And until next time, good luck in your own matches and don't suck.